Happy Wednesday from Texas. Your boys in Texas. I just said, you know what? Let's just hop in the car and just go for a nice, joyous 12-hour car ride in the middle of the night. And we'll get 1 hour of sleep, and then I'll make a video for you guys. That is how my mind was working yesterday. And here we are. I'm in a house. I'm in Houston. It's a nice place. The door was open. No alarm system. So I snuck on in. Here I am. Pretty nice couch. I got a nice sunroom in here. So I'm just enjoying myself here. They have a pool clock here too. So I'm excited. But let's get rolling. As I did mention to you guys, I'm not on a whole lot of sleep here. So I do apologize if this is not my A game, but I'll bring you at least my B- game. You guys know I like to at least get a B in there. But let's get rolling. We are going to start with number 10, the Kareem's Lady Punters. Played me this week, 1-10 on the season. They started the year out 1-0, and they have not won since then. 1-10 on the year. But Tom Brady was doing some Tom Brady things. He wasn't great, but he won the ball game. Didn't quite do it for the Kareem Lady Punters, but he did win the ball game for the Patriots. And then a good game by Harrison Butker. And you guys know anytime a kicker is able to be on these, I like talking about him. You guys know how much I love kickers. And Harrison Butker is the second best kicker in the league behind Justin Tucker. And Butker's that dude. You guys know I love Harrison Butker, and I'm so glad that the Panthers released him. Ironically, for Graham Gano, who's not even on the Panthers anymore. So they could have had Harrison Butker. They could just release Graham Gano a couple years ago. But they did not call me up to make that move. They would have. I would have told them. Harrison Butker was that dude at G-Tech. But he is doing good things for the Chiefs, and I'm very happy that he's here in Kansas City. Moving on to number 9, NFL All-Stars did lose. They were on a little bit of a hot streak. David Carr. Is that right? No, I think I fucked that up a couple weeks ago, too. This is Derek Carr. David Carr was Derek Carr's older brother. He played for the Texans. He got sacked 187 times in a year or some shit like that. But his younger brother, Derek, was great. He was awesome for the Raiders. The Raiders. And then the Kansas City defense was also really good. Our defense is actually kind of good, guys. It's weird. We have like a middle-of-the-road defense. Like we have a top 20 defense. It's really odd. With this offense, I think some good things will be coming around for the Chiefs. Moving on to number 8, one of the best human beings in the whole world, Singapore Sea Turtles, dropping down from the 7th spot. I know you guys were all wondering because I am in Texas and decided to go for that 12-hour joyride. JoJo is at my humbly abode, and Chrissy D is taking care of her because he's a wonderful person. So I really appreciate that, Chrissy D. He had Drew Brees, as you guys all know. I know he loves Drew Brees. He talks about Drew Brees in a very high light because he should, because all Drew Brees does is highlights. And then Carlos Hyde has had a good season. I actually was listening to the broadcast with the Texans and the Ravens game. Apparently, they have had their eye on Carlos Hyde for like 5 years, and he finally dropped in their laps from the Chiefs, and they were super excited to nab him, which is really cool. You love when things go for full circle like that, and people are able to get their guys. Moving on to number 7, he's right outside the playoffs right now, 5-6, a huge jump from the 9th spot. Cobra Kyler. Mark Ingram was awesome. Calvin Ridley was awesome. Cobra Kyler, I think, had Ridley on the bench, which I get. Ridley's been kind of inconsistent this year. But a big win for Cobra Kyler as he is knocking on the door, just like Guns N' Roses, to the playoffs. And that's knocking on heaven's door for everybody who does not know that song. If you don't know that song, go on YouTube or whatever you listen to music on and listen to Knocking on Heaven's Door. It's like an 8-minute song, but it's worth it. It's very good. Guns N' Roses are great, and you get to listen to one of the best guitarists of all time. Moving on, number 6, Aramark Avengers. He stayed consistent at number 6. Squeaked by with his win. Zach Ertz over 90 yards. He looked really good. We can talk about Deshaun Watson for a little bit because he wasn't good. But it wasn't really his fault. His line is, how can I put this nicely? If you had a bag of potatoes and they were starting to rot, but not like super rotten yet where they smell like a dead body, that's about where the Texans' offensive line is right now. That's what I would compare them to. That's how Deshaun Watson's offensive line has been. So hopefully they can throw those potatoes out and maybe they can make some mashed potatoes out of it. I don't know. Get some fresh potatoes, make some mashed potatoes, and then Deshaun Watson can throw the ball to Will Fuller, who hopefully will be back this week, and his boy, DeAndre Hopkins. And I'm sure that Robbie Ray would love that as well because Deshaun Watson is a stud and he deserves to get time in the pocket. He's also a great human being. Moving on to number 5, rack him up. 6-5 on the season. He has dropped 2 in a row, but tough schedule for Marky Mark. Michael Gallup was awesome for him, though. And I know he's on the bench, and he made a good start with his starting quarterback this week. But Nick Foles was really good. He's back doing his thing for the Jags. He's a really good person, too. I love all his interviews. Nick Foles is a good person. I'm glad the Jaguars have him because the Jaguars are literally in the asshole of America in Jacksonville, Florida, and they have a really good quarterback to help lead them out of the asshole of America, which would be, I guess, to the balls of America, because if you get out of the asshole and go to the balls, if it's a man, of course. But yeah, I think that's what Nick Foles can do. He can lead them to the balls. And then moving on to number 4, Carry On Wayward Son. Jumping up from the 5 spot, an absolutely massive win over Nick Yonter fan club, who dropped a game this week, of course, because he lost to Carry On Wayward Son. That was super redundant. I want to talk about Jared Goff because he sucks. He used to be good at football, and now he's not. It's a very curious case of what's going on with Jared Goff. I thought it was him being on the road, but nah, he sucked again this week. I don't understand. I mean, and I know that Adam is much more frustrated about it than I am. But what the hell's going on, man? He has all these weapons. The Rams have so many potential people they could throw to. Great defense. Best defensive player in football. And Goff sucks. He sucks. Maybe he figures it out. And I also want to talk about Terry McLaurin because he's Scary Terry, and I love Scary Terry. The Redskins are also not good, but I love Terry McLaurin. And I also think that Dwayne Haskins might not be an NFL starting quarterback. Hot take. But we'll see. He's still got more time, but he doesn't look great right now for the Redskins. I didn't love him whenever he was in college either. And he was at Ohio State, and I want you guys to really think about it. Like, I want you to really think. And use the internet if you want to. Tell me the last good Ohio State quarterback in the NFL. I'll wait because there's not one. Ohio State does not produce NFL quarterbacks, and that's just how it is. There's schools that do, and Ohio State is not one of those schools. Moving on to number 3, Pow Pow. 7-4, a big win for Big O. Dak Prescott was untouchable. Cortland Sutton is awesome for the Broncos. Ovi is awesome as a person. He's having a great season. He's 7-4. Him and I have a big-time matchup coming up, I think, next week, so I'm excited. Actually, I'm not really excited. Why did I do that? Why did I randomize the schedule in such a way that I had to play Ovi twice? Stupid computers. But Ovi was great, staying consistent at number 3 spot. Also staying consistent at number 2 spot. Myself, 8-3. Green, Eggs, and Beckham doing their thing once again. Jimmy G was awesome for the Niners. And then I wanted to just give a general shout out to Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has been great all year for the Ravens. And he was great again this week because he's awesome. And he is a tight end 1, and he was able to be snagged really late in the draft. Moving on to number 1 for another week. I'm going to keep you here for another week, Miguel. But Nick Yonter Fan Club, which I really do appreciate that name, I'm going to keep you here for another week. But if you keep losing like this, man, I'm going to have to just catapult myself over you. Maybe a little pressure right here. But you do have the 1-game lead on me, so all you got to do is win out, and you lock up that number 1 speed. And I have to win, too. I got a tough matchup this week, and then against Cobra Kyler, and then I have to play Pow Pow next week. And I'm not really feeling good about either one of those matchups. But Nick Yonter Fan Club did have Kyle Rudolph. That played pretty well. And then Chicago defense played better this week. They're still the best defense in football, I think, even if the defense or even if the fantasy doesn't show that. But as we all know, sometimes fantasy lies. Actually, no, it doesn't. It's all stats. It doesn't lie to us. It all does is tell us the truth. It's one of the most truthful things in our lives, and that's why we love it so much. That's all I got. Got Nick Yonter Fan Club. I actually have a little bit more, so that's a lie. I have some more coming up. See, I'm not even as good as fantasy football. I lied to you guys. I'm sorry about that. But number 1 is Nick Yonter Fan Club. 2 is Green Eggs and Beckham. 3, Pow Pow. 4, Carry On Wayward Son. 5, Rack 'em Up. 6, Aramark Avengers. 7, Cobra Kyler. 8, Singapore Sea Turtles. 9, NFL All-Stars. And 10, Kareem's Lady Punters. Matchup of the week. Huge matchup. 2 teams are currently in the playoffs. They have the exact same record, and they are right next to each other in the standings. Rack 'em Up versus Aramark Avengers. Marky Mark versus Robbie Ray. I don't know if they ever met each other. Maybe they have. I don't know. But you guys get to meet each other virtually again. Now that's all I have. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Best of luck to everybody. We only have 2 weeks before the playoffs start, and then that's when things get real hairy. And, yeah, that's all I got. And this is the commish. Signing off.